Zoe has just escalated a subtle red flag to come here and tell you something. That person is a serial killer. Run.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
I'm not answering that. She picked me up, carried her on her shoulder, and ran away into the distance. Got you, bro. We got you, bro. I need a minute to compose myself.
Why?
Hang on.
We're back, baby. Episode 3.
Hang on, ready? 3, 2, 1. Welcome back.
Thank you. We're back.
Episode 3.
3.
Turn this off. Welcome back to episode 3.
Can you believe we're already on episode 3?
Yeah. Plenty more to come.
It's only episode 3.
I know.
Can you believe it?
Israel's always hit a milestone here. Like, yes, our third episode.
Oh my god,
We've
third
made
episode.
it.
Can you believe it?
He's always actually committed to 3 episodes. That's my biggest
I'm actually
shock.
really enjoying it now.
Yeah, no,
At
it
the
is
start,
good.
I was really scared to talk, but
She
now I'm
was.
like, yup.
Yup. Well, no, first of all, I just want to say, as always, I said in the last episode and the one before that, thanks everyone to showing support, liking the stuff on Instagram, watching it on YouTube, subscribing to the YouTube channel, rating it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, whatever you listen to. We do really appreciate it. It doesn't go unnoticed, so obviously, thanks very much. And for everyone who's messaged us, myself or Zoe or the page, whether it's agree, disagrees, dilemmas, all that stuff, it's great because it gives us more stuff to talk about. And that's essentially the whole point of this podcast, is to talk about the stuff you want to hear.
Things that I probably thought was sickening, people actually do in public.
Yeah. So, this episode is all about relationship red flags, but it has a bit of a twist, okay? So, obviously, we can all name relationship red flags, and there's pretty obvious ones like
What are the
cheating,
obvious ones?
cheating,
I'm just-
lying. I mean, I don't know. What else is there?
I don't know.
Sleeping with socks on.
You don't.
Robbing other people's food. Something, I don't know.
That actually
Silly
should
ones.
be a red
That
flag.
is your-
I hate sharing my food. Don't touch my plate.
There you go. Well, no, so we're gonna go into like maybe more subtle ones, and maybe some of them aren't as subtle as some people think. But this is just
I don't think mine are actually quite subtle, but
you think they're straightforward.
like, well, of it, I don't know, but we'll talk
Bear in
about
mind,
them
I
anyways.
don't know Zoe's, and Zoe doesn't know mine. So this is as organic as we can possibly make it out to be. I basically said to Zoe, go and make a list of relationship red flags. I've no idea what's on her list. She has no idea what's on mine. So who wants to start? Me or you?
Are we gonna go 1-1?
Yeah, go back and forth.
Okay,
yeah.
do you know what? You started this time.
This time we start this time.
Do you?
Right. Mine. These are in no particular order. This isn't like the worst
In no
one.
particular
In
order.
no particular order. This isn't the worst one to the least worst one. That's even a
Yeah, just-
way of saying it. So number 1 on my list, well, the first one I'll name, is a bad relationship with their friends or family.
Oh yeah, I completely
That's a
agree
red
with
flag.
that one. Yeah.
Like, can you imagine? Like we talked about in the last episodes. Was it the last one? Yeah, the last episode.
oh yeah, about having
About people having no friends and like it's kind of weird. I think it's even weirder if like their whole friend group kind of hate them.
yeah, true.
Like they're saying something like, these people know your boyfriend or your girlfriend longer than you have, maybe since primary school, secondary school, and if they all kind of hate them or they just kind of put up with them and they're just like the outsider of the friend group, red flag.
Yeah, I agree with that. And even with their family, if they have a bad relationship with their family, I'm like,
Yeah.
why? Well, depending on
Depending
the
how bad,
circumstance, but
yeah.
like if they're just not liked in their family,
Like again, like, and I can go straight to how our relationship is. Like Zoe was ridiculously more closer to her family than I am to my family. That's not to say I'm not close to my family. Zoe's family are just
no,
so close.
sorry to cut caution, but I think that's different. That's close.
No,
I think like
yeah.
if your family dislike you,
Really?
yeah,
I don't
like
think-
that would
yeah.
be a red flag. Like if your family
Yeah.
genuinely hate the side of you,
Like if you think like your brothers or sisters or your cousins just don't really want to hang
yeah,
around
I
with you.
don't think like closeness is a
Okay.
red flag. Like
Yeah.
some families just aren't close, and that's the way they
Yeah,
were raised.
fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think like as a whole, I just think like if you're in a friend group and every friend group has that one friend group maybe that they're kind of clinging on to the friend group for dear life. If you're with that person and that person brings you into their friend group and everyone's like, hey, like just doesn't
that was
want to
me
know
when
you.
Rihanna brought me into the group.
It's always brought
I
that
was
friend
like,
group.
hello
But,
everybody.
No, our friend group was really nice.
I mean like me clinging on to Rihanna's friendship.
Oh, right. But no, what I'm saying is like it's just such a red flag.
Yeah, I agree.
If someone has a bad relationship with their friends and they're not as liked or loved as some of the other friends in the friend group, or there's little cliques in that friend group and your partner is not a part of any cliques and they're just kind of the outsider, I think it's a red flag. I think it's a red flag.
Do you know what that just reminds me of?
What?
Sorry, I'm gonna go. It's not off topic, but it's on topic. We went to our friend's wedding over the weekend. Gone. We were in all groups, and I just didn't know where to be.
Yeah,
He was just along the outskirts.
Yeah.
But you got along with everyone. It was just funny in that moment.
Was.
Right.
You got one.
My next one. My one. You ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Controlling.
Okay, I feel like that's an obvious red flag. It's not as that
That's
subtle.
what I mean, but like controlling, like if someone's trying to control you or do like tell you what to do, what to wear,
No.
like
What to wear?
Matt, I've been in relationships where they've been like, you're not wearing that out,
Right, okay.
you know. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think controlling
So you're saying control in the sense of
any
like,
type of controlling.
like what you do, who you can go and see,
Who
who you can hang
speak
around
to,
with.
you're not going out with your friends, you're not doing that, like just
Yeah.
controlling,
And
even
that's
over
just-
like anything you're spending, like anything, like I'm just like, oh come on, like
Yeah.
that isn't like a instant like red flag. Like, why are you going out with that friend? I don't like her, or no, absolutely not.
That is a good one. I never even thought of that. Like that's obviously the girl's mind coming in. Like,
Yeah.
don't go out with that friend. I don't like her.
I've had
I'm like,
exes that have told me not to go out with certain ones of my friends because they don't like them,
They
and
don't like them.
and they give across this impression, and this was their excuse, and they don't want me to be labeled with them.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But they're your friend, not theirs.
My friend, like
Yeah. That is a good red flag.
Yeah.
And that is, I actually think
Just a
that is subtle
straightforward one,
because,
like-
again, we touched on it in the last episode about fellas being like, oh, did your missus let you out of the house and all this joking around? But it genuinely does happen.
happens in relationships,
And,
and
like-
I've been through it.
And like, we even know relationships where it happens and you just say nothing. You're like, that's just the way it is. It's not healthy.
We laugh and joke about these, by the way, because it doesn't happen to us in our relationship.
Yeah.
But it could happen in people's relationships. Like,
And
it did happen in
It's
mine
not
as well.
could, it does happen in
Yeah, like
relationships. You know
it
what I mean?
happened in my previous relationship.
And again,
so
this is the whole point of the podcast, without spoiling off, is to show people, and hopefully people listen to this. And if you are in a controlling relationship, for us to tell you, it's not
kind
normal.
of take a sit back and like,
It's not normal.
yeah, think about it. Okay.
So that is good. That's all you have to say on that one. Controlling.
Yeah.
I think it's funny where you're just like, what to do, who you can friends with, and then like what to wear. Because I'm just like, that's crazy to me.
You would never. If Aidan was like,
Because I'll be like, does this look nice? And I'm like on my phone, I'm like, yeah.
but also like it's just because you're not that type.
No.
But like there is types out there,
Yeah.
and it's not only men; it's females as well.
But do you
like,
think there's a difference between controlling someone for their own good and controlling someone kind of out of a caring sense?
I don't think you should ever control anyone.
Yeah.
Like controlling out of caring is not controlling.
You could advise someone like, look, I don't agree with this.
Yeah, but not controlling. Like
Don't-
controlling
so
is
you can
completely.
give them- Yeah.
Sorry.
Go for it.
Controlling is like, imagine if I was like going out to one of the lads and you were like, why are you going out to a lad for? Like that's controlling. Like
Yeah.
you're trying to control who I see, even though they're your mates as well, which doesn't happen. But like I
Yeah,
just
I know
think,
what you're saying. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like I think like, you know, a controlling sense could be you're not doing this, you're not seeing this person.
I don't want you to talk to that
I don't
person.
want to do this person. Like that's controlling. Whereas like kind of
Sorry.
like whereas like advising someone like, look, I don't think this friend you're friends with
has the right intentions for you. or
exactly
something.
like, because that is another situation you can get into. So I definitely think there's a way of being controlling without being controlling, and
But
that's
I wouldn't call that controlling.
no.
That'd be
But
advice.
controlling the way you're describing
Yeah.
it is definitely a red flag.
Yeah.
Right. My next one. They're moving the relationship too fast. That's a subtle red flag to me. So that means
But like how like
I
I
don't know
don't-
if this is a fella thing. I don't know.
but like me and you were like,
I think we were seeing each other for like 2 months before we got with each other.
were we though?
Yeah, we were.
We were seeing each other for a month.
No, we weren't. 2 months.
Oh,
No, it
suppose,
wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I suppose.
I just
okay.
think there's some couples that like meet up after like, and I'm not talking like moving too fast.
Oh, like first date kind of thing.
Yeah, like I'm not talking like moving too fast sexually or anything like that. Like again, we don't talk about that stuff in the podcast. I'm sure there was an episode down the line where we do, but I'm talking about like people who fall in love with you too quickly. Like as in like it almost becomes obsessive. As in
Like
they're-
why you not texting me back type thing.
Yeah, no, not kind of like I'll give you the perfect example. Like say you go on a date with this person and then you go on a second date and they're like, oh my god, like when are we getting married? But being dead
Oh, yeah, yeah,
serious,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
or maybe you get with that person,
Yeah, that would be a
and
red
after,
flag.
say you're dating the person for a couple of weeks, and then you're official, whatever you want to call it this day and age, and you're a boyfriend and girlfriend, and after 2 weeks they're like, so like, are you moving in with me or what?
Yeah, yeah,
Just
no,
a
that's
way,
a red flag.
like after two
Well,
weeks,
I
like calm
suppose
down.
like that. Then that's another question. Do you believe in love at first sight?
I'm not answering
It's like
that.
absolutely
I'm not
not.
answering that. No, that's too deep of a question for this.
I'm only joking.
But I just think like there is some couples, like maybe some
They do
girls
move
that just
way
move,
too
and
quickly.
maybe two fellas that just move way too fast. Like some people could be like, I'm just enjoying what we have at the moment. I don't want to make it official. And the other person is like, I want to be exclusive with you. I want to be exclusive with you.
Mm.
And I can understand that to a certain point. But if it turns like after 2 dates, you're like, are we boyfriend and girlfriend now?
Yeah, yeah,
Like I'm
yeah.
like,
No,
that
it's
I
a
think
bit
that's what
much.
leads to being controlling.
Yeah,
I think that's
true.
I think
Actually, yeah, it could
like
too.
a pre-example. That's even a word
Yeah,
of someone who's very controlling,
yeah.
where they're like
They
rushing
need to
into
be
the
in
relationship.
control of everything.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I actually agree with that.
Like I
Yeah.
don't know. I just think like some couples that like get married after like 6 months. I'm like, maybe it does work out, but just my personal opinion. Again, this is just my personal opinion. I just think it's a bit of a red flag because I always feel like it's one person, not both, who are kind of rushing into stuff.
Yeah.
One person is, whether it's a girl
Depends
or a
if you have
boy.
both beliefs.
Yeah, again, I think, yeah, obviously, like, I suppose I shouldn't have brought up marriage and stuff like that because that just is too broad in
Yeah.
terms of like religion
Yeah.
and all that sort of stuff. But I just think when the relationship's moving too fast, that's a red flag. I'm like, slow down, let's just enjoy it for what it is, and we'll see where it goes. In 6 months' time, if we're still together, then yes, let's start making
Yeah.
long term commitments. And as we've talked about, having conversations about wanting to get married, having
Mm.
kids, all that sort of stuff. It's guys, I'm kind of contradicting myself now because in previous podcasts, I'm like, it's guys, I'm in previous podcasts, I'm like, as soon as you get that with that person, you have to
You
establish
need
if
to
you need,
know.
you have to know if they want kids, you have to know if they want to get
Have
married.
them hard conversations.
No, within reason, have the hard conversations. Right, you go next because I'm just
Right.
gonna dig a hole for myself here.
Right,
But I hope
right.
people get what I mean. If the
Yeah, we
relationship's moving
do.
too fast, it's up to you to kind of go slow down. Let's just enjoy it for
Take it
what
at
it
your own
is.
pace.
Yeah, take it at your own pace.
Right. So my next one, my second one is isn't willing to compromise / selfish.
Okay, explain.
So like if you have someone and like they're just not willing to compromise on anything, could be silly, could be absolutely silly. Like I want to go to the cinema tonight. I don't. Well, I don't.
Yeah.
Well, how do we come to an agreement here in between? Or like they always get what they want and they're just not willing to ever compromise. Like, you know what, actually we did what I wanted to do the last few times.
Yeah.
Let's go do what you want to do this time. Or just
Yeah.
someone that's just utterly selfish.
Mm.
Like who just does not care and just always puts themselves first.
Yeah.
I just can't, I could not deal with
I
that.
think even in just friendships alone, selfishness is like the number one worst trait you can have.
Oh, definitely.
Like if someone's selfish, it's just nothing more infuriating. And I think as your example there, I'll put it into like real life terms. And again, I can only think from a boy's point of view, but could you imagine if like I wanted to watch the match on the weekend? Because you know I love football. Lads love football. Lads love sport in general. But can you imagine if I was like there's a big match on the weekend. United are playing Liverpool. I'd really like to watch it. And every weekend, you never let me watch football. We go out and we do what you want to do. Just that once, you'd appreciate if the girl,
Just a compromise.
on this example, would be like, yeah, do you know what? Like, you've spent a lot of time with the last 3 weekends. I don't mind sitting here while you watch the match.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But if that's no, you're not watching football. We're going out. I'm not spending my Saturday off indoors while you watch football.
Yeah.
I'm like, if that was me, I'm like, there's nothing stopping you going out and doing something
Yeah.
without me. Like, you don't have to do everything with me. Let me enjoy my time. Reverse the roles. Imagine if I watch football every weekend and the girl was,
Which you do.
which I do, but that's okay.
But I don't care. I just sit there. It doesn't
But
bother
at the
me.
same time, there's times where like there's a match on and you're like, are you watching this match? And I'm like, well, I'll watch it if you're doing something, but if you want to do something now together, I don't mind missing it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I know I can watch any sport I want. I'm always conscious of the fact that, well, if Zoe wants to do something and it's not a big match, like I'll watch any match. Like I'm a typical lad. I'll watch any football match that's on TV. But if it's not that important of a match and Zoe's kind of like, oh, I wouldn't mind going to the shopping centre or whatever to pick up a few bits, blah, 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 blah. Do you want to come? Or I'm going to go out and walk the dog. Do you want to come with me? I'll say yeah. And that's the compromise you're talking about, I think.
Yeah. It's just silly compromises, like just little gestures, like.
Yeah.
But just and selfishness I just can't deal with.
Yeah.
But that I think they kind of tie in together. Like
Mm.
not compromising is being selfish.
I think it's important early in a relationship to know if
You're so on early.
I
You're like
know.
red
Well,
flags if they want
I'm
stuff
just talking
early.
from experience as
I'm
well.
only
Like
joking.
if you realize you're in a relationship with a selfish person, you need to kind of
Because they're never gonna change.
never. It's a
Selfishness
trait.
is a trait.
It's a trait that is very hard to turn over people.
Yeah, like I feel like people who are selfish will never change.
I wouldn't agree with that, but
Really.
I think because in the past, before I got with you, I would count myself as being selfish a little bit, but I think that was maybe an age thing. I think when you're older, you kind of
Yeah, I
more
suppose actually
compromise.
you kind of have changed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
suppose. Yeah, I wouldn't
like
say actually
selfish
never,
in a
but
certain way, but I definitely realize like a relationship to be healthy does need some sort of compromise.
yeah.
So I
So we
wouldn't
can
say,
both agree
but
with that.
I do agree with the sense that people who are selfish, most of them don't change. I'm just
Oh no, sorry. Maybe they do change. They can
yeah,
change, but like,
it's hard.
but I mean,
It's
in a
hard.
relationship, that would be a red flag.
Yeah, it's hard.
Okay.
My turn. Number 3 on my list. I have jealousy leads to possessive behavior.
Possessiveness.
Yeah, and I think it kind of ties into your one with control. So if you notice, as we talked about again in previous podcasts, jealousy is it healthy, is it not? Not gonna answer. You have to go to episode 2 to find out what we think about that. But very briefly, like we obviously don't think jealousy is healthy in a relationship, but it is natural. But you have to kind of draw a line when someone gets too jealous because that jealousy will turn into like a possessiveness and like no, like you're mine, you can't do that, and it
I think that
goes
kind of
into
ties into
exactly
controlling.
it
Yeah.
ties into controlling. But I think again, an early stage of controlling behavior as well as moving the relationship too quickly is kind of jealousy. If your partner gets jealous way too often about the stupidest things, for example, say you go on a lads' night out and you're very early on in the relationship, you have friends who are fellas, you have friends who are girls. Every person should have friends with both genders
Yeah.
within reason or within the same friend group. You don't have to be best friends with some random girl, but all in the same friend group. And you're in photos on a night out with like 3 of the lads and 4 of the girls, and your partner who hasn't met these people is maybe like, who are those girls?
Yeah.
And if you say, oh, they're just like part of the friend group, if that person isn't like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I think the question of it is
That's
normal.
no
Like,
problem.
oh, who are they?
But if she turns around and goes, I don't want to hang around with them anymore.
yeah, that's
Straight
completely
away,
different.
I'm like,
That's a
what?
red flag
They're
completely.
like, they're my friends. Like, no.
Mm.
I can see it in her
Could
eyes.
be the nicest girls ever.
I can see it in her eyes. She wants you.
She's looking at you.
Looking
You're
at-
not even in the photo with her.
She has a hand around your neck. Only I can do that.
yeah.
You know, sort of way. That's where it
That's
turns
extreme.
a bit like it happens though.
I know,
It does. Like
I
it does. It happens. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
I feel like now I don't know if this is just I don't know if this is just from my experience, but from what I noticed about like controlling and say that word possessiveness, I think it's mostly the younger generation now.
Mm,
Like I don't know about older generation because like obviously I'm not around them as much, but
Yeah.
like what I know a lot of younger people, and when I hear about their relationships, I'm just like, oh my
do you think
god.
it's to do with social media?
I think so. I just think it's just a lot of it, and it's accepted now.
Do you think it could be like a jealous thing where like if we were 18 and we only got with each other and I had loads of people I was following and most of them were girls. Like if I was scrolling through my feed on Instagram and loads of them were girls, would you get a bit jealous?
If I was 18.
Yeah.
Or now.
I'm not talking like you personally. I'm just talking about like an average 18,
I don't
19-year-old.
even know if it's that. I don't even know if it's they're going through each other's followers. I just think it's just like they just think they owned each other.
Mm,
Like when they're with each other, they own that person.
yeah.
No matter how long you're with them, you don't own that person. You're in a couple, you're in a relationship. But
Yeah.
I think the younger generations feel like they own the person
Yeah.
and they can control. I don't know. That's just from my experience of what
Let
I've
us know if you
seen.
agree.
Yeah.
Let us know if you think it's an
Like
age
just the
thing.
younger generation. I don't know. Maybe it is just a trait as well, but it seems to be a lot in the younger generation. Right, will I move on?
Go for it.
No friends.
Can't say that.
I can say that.
Right, go on.
Like if
elaborate.
you're seeing someone and they literally have no friends.
Zoe has no friends.
I
That's
have
a
loads
fact.
of friends.
Yeah, because of me.
No, that is but like if they have no friends,
Right.
like imagine you start texting me and you were like, oh, I came out and met your friends
Mm,
and I just never mentioned any friends of mine.
yeah.
You'd be kind of questioning, be like, she don't have any friends. Like, why have
Yeah.
I not met her friends? This is weird.
Mm,
Like, I would question that. I'd be like, he's a bit of, why does he have no friends?
mm.
No, I don't think it's a, like, if you don't have any friends, like,
Yeah, you've
sorry.
dug a hole here
But
now.
like,
Look at,
but
if you don't have any friends, you're a loser.
no, not at all. I just think it's a bit of a weird one. Like, how does one person not have one friend?
Yeah, and I get you. It ties into like subtle red flags.
No, I mean, like, I don't even mean if they just have one friend. I only have one friend, like, best friend.
Yeah.
But,
No,
like,
you
I'm
have,
not talking about that.
You have friends outside our initial friendship.
Yeah, but, like, if they literally had zero friends, I'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
it's a bit of a red flag.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think it ties into a more subtle thing where you might think like, oh, they're harmless, like they've no friends, but maybe they're just a bit shy, or maybe they're a bit like whatever, a bit of an introvert. I'm shy, I'm an introvert.
But you've loads of
I've
friends.
loads of friends.
Yeah.
You know, so way.
Yeah.
And it is, and maybe you can give them the benefit of the doubt and say maybe like, you know, see how they are with your friend group, and there might be something. But again, if they have no friends, there's some social skills lacking there. And
Think about everyone who has no friends. They're all serial killers. Jeffrey Dahmer, no
Zoe
friends.
has just escalated a subtle red flag to come here and tell you something. That
be a
person
serial
is a
killer.
serial killer. Run.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm not saying they're serial killers, but like serial killers don't have any friends.
Good subtle red flag there, Zoe. And if you see them in
Watch
the back
out.
sharpening a knife or getting a body bag out, there's another subtle red flag. If they're watching like Jeffrey Dahmer
Alright.
taking notes, Netflix and chill, I
Well,
gotta
to
get
be
my
fair, I
notebook
love
out.
watching murder mysteries and all.
Zoe, I don't know why girls love a murder mystery.
Love it. Like Aidan's like, what do you want to watch to go to bed? I'm like, Law and Order SVU.
I don't know why.
just calms
But I
me.
find that even when I talk to like the lads and all, like it's only girls who just love murder mysteries.
I
It's
love
like,
it.
I like them as well, but
No, I
think
love it.
girls-
You have something on your eye.
I have something in my eye.
Yeah, just in gorgeous. It's
Thanks.
still actually there.
I don't care anymore.
Okay,
I'll
okay.
fix that in a minute. Right. Are you ready
I am.
for my one? I'll save the best one to last, and I think you're gonna go mad when you hear it.
Why?
Because
It's something I do, probably.
No, you don't. No. You'll know why when I say it. But my second last one is they don't let you spend time away from them. Again, it kind of
Oh.
turns into controlling, but it just means like I know people in relationships, and if you see the boy,
The girl's there.
the girl is there, or if the girl is going out, the boy is there.
Yeah.
And it could be like the girl is going out with her two friends that she hasn't met in college in ages, and the boyfriend's with them.
Yeah. I don't get
That
that. Like,
does my head in. And I don't know if it's because the two of them think it's normal, or one person can't live without the other and they have to go everywhere with them. But I mean, it does my head in. And again, you can have your hobbies, you can have the things you're about into. Again, I touched on it in previous podcasts. You need your own hobbies for your own mental health and your own time to
personal space as well. Like, you just need your own time to yourself, I think. Okay.
Where's my thing on my eye? You told
You
me.
got it.
All
You got
right.
it when you rubbed your face.
Sorry.
Aidan just checking himself out there.
Sorry.
What was I saying there? I think personal time, as I said, I touched
Yeah.
on it as well. I get bored very easily.
Yeah,
But I think like I still like going out with my friends and doing my own thing.
Exactly.
Without you there.
exactly.
Like I'm like, no, Aidan's fine at home.
Yeah, and I feel like deep down, everyone is slightly different when they're with their friends without their partner.
Mm.
If that makes sense. I'm not saying they're a completely different person.
Who are you?
Well, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not saying like I enjoy my time more without you when I'm with the lads, or you might enjoy your time more when you're just with the girls without me. But it's just a different type
I
of
can agree on that.
banter,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
different type of conversation.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if you went out with like 2 or 3 of your friends, like your friend group who you used to play Gaelic with, or who you were used to be in secondary school with, or whatever. If you went to like the pub or whatever and met up with them in ages, and I was there,
Oh, I wouldn't like that.
no,
Because I feel like I'd have to entertain you as well.
exactly, and like every time you was talking about something maybe you only know, you're having to explain. Oh, by the way, we're talking about like this,
Yeah.
and this, or you're
It's just not
gossiping
having
or
the
whatever.
worry, isn't it, of having
Exactly.
to like care about someone on
Yeah.
a night out.
So I just think like if they feel like they're coming along with you all the time, or if you're like, oh, I'm going out to do this, oh, I'll go with you,
Mm.
or I'm going out to the pub to watch the match with the lads, oh, here, I'll go.
Aidan's the opposite. I'd be like, do you want to come shopping with me? No.
No.
I'd be like, but I have no one else to go with. So go by yourself.
Yeah, I'm
I
having
do
my
like
alone
when you
time.
just give me company.
No, but yeah, I know, I get you.
That's a joking, but you do
I
though.
do
You
it.
just don't like coming out.
No. But what we're just talking about when we're going back to like subtle red flags, like if your partner does do that, we're probably gonna break up a lot of relationships if people are like, my partner does all these
Some
things.
people don't care though.
But that's what I mean. Again, as I say to everything, this is all our opinion. If you are happy going
Some
everywhere, joined at the hip, by all means. If it makes you
some couples
happy,
really do love it. Yeah.
then by all means do it. I just don't like it. I just think for me, it's a bit of a red flag if you're going everywhere. And I think we can all agree, we all know a couple that were like, that's that couple where they're inseparable. And maybe
Yes.
it's for a good reason, but in my opinion, I think it's a bit bad. Everyone should have their own space
Yeah, I
and be
agree.
able to do things without their partner being along with them. So
Yeah, I completely agree.
go on.
Right. So my second last one is isn't concerned about your safety.
Okay, go on. Elaborate.
Like when you're out with someone and they put you in a position that your safety is in jeopardy and they
Okay.
just don't care. Like,
Yeah.
me and you, no, this never happened, but let's say me and you went out and you were a bit of a hothead and you started an argument with someone and
Oh,
they know that at any stage you could be dragged into that argument and get like hit
yeah.
or something like that, and they just don't care. They'll start that fight and they'll do it.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. Like if
Yeah.
you're on a night out and like your fella is like,
A hothead.
yeah,
Yeah.
or the girl is a bit like, she's looking at me wrong.
Yeah.
What, do you have something to say?
Yeah. Like
And they're
just
just like,
doesn't care about your safety. Just has to.
yeah, that's
They
a
just
really
don't
good
care about
one.
your safety. Like,
I think
or
that's a
like
girl
if I'm
brain
walking
thing.
home at night and you're not like text me when you go home, say for
Ah,
send me your like pin me
these are all
your
good.
location.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, he just hasn't even rang me to see if I'm all right in a taxi or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yes, that's a really good one.
Thanks.
That's a really good one. Yeah, look at that. Chuff on herself. That I actually never thought of that. So like again, again, we're using nights out, but like even in situations like I think fellas are more kind of labeled the hotheads and this manly thing, and I think it's embarrassing where someone might bump off you, and instead of saying, "Oh, sorry about that," they're just like, "Watch we are fucking going."
You know what
And
though?
you as a girl, you're just like, "Oh, here we go again."
Yeah, but you know what? I don't think it's only men nowadays. I think nowadays girls are worse.
Really?
Like I think girls are so mouthy nowadays that
Mm,
like me and all of our friends, if like a girl, one of our mates bumped into another girl, we'd be like, "Oh, we're
straight
so
away.
sorry. Like
Yeah.
so sorry, didn't mean for that to happen."
Mm,
9 times out of 10, they're like, "Oh, that's fine."
yeah.
But I've seen other girls bump into people and be like, "Watch where you're walking," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Why would you even say that? Like,
Mm,
you're in a nightclub. Of
yeah.
course, you're
Yeah.
gonna bump
Yeah.
into people." But yeah, no, I think girls are just as bad as men actually
Mm,
nowadays with being a bit mouthy
yeah.
and starting
And
trouble.
again, like as a relationship, if you're the boy in that situation in that relationship, it puts you in an awkward position. Like, do I get involved here? Like, what happens if my girlfriend gets beats up?
Because then
But if
that
this
girl could
is
have another fella that's
yeah,
there with them,
oh yes, and all of a sudden now you're going toe to toe with some
and the
bloke.
girls are just standing there.
Ooh, thank
Girls,
God I've never been
watch
put in
out.
that position for Zoe. Zoe handles her own beef. To be fair to her.
Oh, do you remember the time in Brown Thomas?
Oh my
And you
God. Can I tell the story?
tell that story.
Right, so you're in Brown
Clueless.
We're in Brown Thomas. I wasn't clueless.
Clueless.
No, I wasn't.
I'm only
I was
messing.
in Brown Thomas, and this was like years ago before Canada Goose was labelled what it is now. I'm not going to say it. But I had like a Canada Goose jacket on and a Canada Goose jacket hat. We weren't in Brown Thomas, we were in Arnott's.
Arnott's,
We're in
that's where it
Arnott's in
was.
town. If you don't know what Arnott's is, for whatever reason, it's like this clothes shop in Dublin City Centre. And there was these 5 lads. It was during COVID, so everyone was wearing masks. And there were these 5 lads, and they were just up to no good. Like, security guard was following them around. They were just giving cheek, blah, blah, blah. And I'm
They
standing
were
there.
older lads though as well. They weren't
Yeah.
young lads.
And me and Zoe were kind of, I don't know what we were doing, we were shopping or something, and all 5 of them walked straight up to me, because she obviously like was on another aisle or something like that, or just
No, I
not
was
inside.
there.
Yeah, you were there, but you just weren't in the picture. We weren't standing side by side. And these 5 lads just came straight up to me, and like just I turned around, and these 5 blokes, they're all tall.
They were really tall.
All like, I'm not that tall. I'm like
They're like
6'2".
mid-30s,
And,
late 40s. What?
you missed what I said there.
What did you
I said,
say?
I'm not that tall. I'm only like 6'2".
He's actually not.
No, don't even start this shit.
You're about
Don't-
5 foot nothing.
No, all right, here we go. I'm
only
ending this
messing.
conversation, right? And anyways, they were all like well above 6 foot, like towering over me, all head to toe in tracksuits, hats on, hoods up, COVID masks on, covering their face, and like the ringleader of the walk straight up to me and just goes, "Nice Canada Goose hat, bro. Is that real?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And straight away, I'm just like, "Oh my God, here we go." And fair enough, the security guards are straight over to them, following around, being like, "Don't start. Where'd you get that, bro? Where'd you get that, bro? Is it good? Yeah, show us it, show us it." And I can just feel Zoe Murphy over me right shoulder, just like tucking in to be like
I wedged myself between Aidan and this fella.
puffing out her chest, just being like, "Got your back, bro." Nothing goes down. I'm swinging
I'm
first,
a
yeah.
townie.
Yeah, born and raised in Dublin city centre, Zoe is, so she no messing about. And in fairness, they seen Zoe and legged it.
No, I literally was like, I stood in between him and Aidan. It's like, is everything all right here? And Aidan was like, yeah.
You were like on my shoulder behind me, and I was just like, I was a bit in a shock. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit in shock. There was 5 lads standing there,
though,
and the man's just eyeing up my hat. I'm just waiting for him to just grab it and run.
I was like, why did you
Zoe's
answer him and say that hat is real? Just lie. No, it's fake. Like,
Well, fucking
I'm not
hell.
gonna rob a fake
When you're
hat.
put on the spot though, you just don't know what to say. Do you know what I
But
mean?
yeah,
But
sorry.
yeah, that is a funny story.
How did we go off into that? What did I
Putting
say
yourself
there?
in different.
Oh,
yeah.
about safety. Yeah. That was a funny story.
So Zoe was the opposite. Zoe took me out of danger and brought me to safety. She picked me up, carried me on her shoulder, and ran away into the distance. Got you, bro. We got you, bro. Right.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Right, are you ready for my last one now?
You go.
Zoe's like picturing that now, isn't she?
Sorry.
you
Yeah, go.
ready?
Yeah, go.
Okay. They're all gonna think I'm like 5 foot, and you're just gonna throw me over my shoulder. Gotcha, bro.
You should make the
Yeah.
screen the picture for the new episode. You over my shoulder.
No, definitely not making that.
Okay.
Right, you ready?
Okay, yeah, let's
Right,
go.
last one. You're gonna love this one. My number one subtle red flag: rude to people in the service industry.
Oh, I
Boom.
hate it.
That's a mic drop.
I've actually had arguments with
And
people
I'm saying
over
this because for those that don't know, Zoe used to work in the service industry. She was a waiter. She was
I worked in Lidl,
barman,
and I
or bar
still
staff.
kind of am. I work in like with the public.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, if you're rude to your waiter or rude to the
Oh.
bar staff, like, that to me is the number one thing. Like, if you're with someone or if you're getting to know someone and they're rude
I
to
couldn't.
waiters,
I'd apologize for them. I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry about how they're
but I
speaking to
think
you.
I don't know if that's because again, like, I'm not a prick. I'm gonna not be rude to people, but I think like because you worked in that industry, you're nearly over nice.
I'm very nice. I am very nice to like
But,
restaurant
which
workers.
is good. But like, I just think like I don't know. I can't imagine myself being with someone and like say they like mess up the meal or to forget the chips and they're like, where's the chips?
Yeah.
Like we ordered chips. Like what's going on?
It's all about how you approach the situation. Like
people make mistakes.
just be like, sorry, we actually ordered chips. Like, but when people are like, I ordered chips, go get them. I'm like, someone whistled at me and stuck his hand up in a restaurant, and I was like, oh no.
my God.
I walked over and I was like, don't you ever do that again. And I was like, no, you can wait to be served. I'm being served.
I told her
I
Zoe
was
handles
like,
her own shit.
absolutely not.
I never put in danger. Zoe handles her own shit.
But no, I
that is
completely...
the number one red on that whole list. If that's, I think that's the most subtle red flag ever. If they're rude to waiters or bar staff or whoever, people working in the service industry, get out of there.
I just
or
can't
pull them up, be
deal with
like,
that.
what are you doing?
Or people who don't tip.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm
Zoe
like,
kills me. Like, we'll go for like, say we
my
go for something
friends
to
all
eat.
give out to me over that
Yeah,
as well.
say we go for, that's just because you work with service industry. Say we go to something to eat and like the bill comes to like €22. I was like, here, just give him 40. Just give him 40 there. Thanks very much. I'm like, they literally gave us a pizza and 2 drinks. So we give him 40. Give him 40. It's okay. Thanks. You're the best. Thanks so much. Thank you so much. And all. There's a tip for you and all. That going straight to you, is it?
Because
Yeah,
I
there you go.
realise, anyone who works in the industry knows how hard it is. You're on your feet all day. You're running around. Not only are you running back and forward from one table, they could ask you for 100 things. And
It's a
it
stressful
makes
job.
it worth it at the end when they give you a good tip.
Yeah.
It really does. You're
Yeah.
like, I don't care that you made me run back and forth from that kitchen 100 times. Thanks for the tip.
But imagine if they leave no tip and you're like,
I'd be disgusted.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, but yeah, you're obviously very passionate about it.
Really.
But like, that's why I left it to the last, because I think it is, out of all those, like, yes, controlling is bad, being put into dangerous situations is bad, but like, I think the subtlest one. Again, I
Yeah.
haven't heard your last one, but I think for me,
Well, my last one is just kind of funny, but like
Go
not
for it.
funny, but like I'm being serious.
yeah,
So the only way I can kind of put it from my perspective,
this your last one.
is
Yeah.
if I'm with someone and they're mammy's boy.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
if
yeah.
like mammy does everything for them,
Oh.
and like their mom is like, now make sure you're cooking his dinner this way, or like
Oh,
they
Jesus.
expect you to wash their clothes, cook for them, but my ma does it that way. I'm not your ma.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I couldn't. I can't.
Yeah.
Or you'll never be like my mom. Oh.
Yeah, that is like, no.
No, I couldn't.
Like, by all means, like,
Grow up.
if your ma or dad or whoever in the family is doing stuff for you, great.
Oh, fair
But
play to
don't
your
expect your
ma.
partner to replace
Yeah.
that person.
No, and the mom as well sometimes like can be hard as well.
As,
Like,
as,
are you doing this for my son?
yeah, yeah. And you're talking from
All right,
experience.
Karen. No, so I actually don't mean that. I mean Karen. Aiden's mom's name is Karen for the reference, but I actually
I know
don't
what you
mean
mean.
Karen.
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 Yeah,
Yeah,
a meme Karen.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, my man's probably listening to
Yeah.
this going,
Neck
Zoe
Zoe.
Murphy,
Karen, I love
killer.
you.
No, yeah, no, I 100% agree. And again, like, same thing, like, if, again, reverse the genders, if I was, like, with a daddy's girl
Yeah, I had
and
slash
they
daddy's
expected
girl.
me to do everything, drop them everywhere, pay for everything,
Mm.
clean up after them, like, spoil them rotten.
No,
No,
absolutely
like
not.
you
Red
have to be
flag.
adults, you know, sort of way.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I
like
couldn't.
by all means, let their ma or dad spoil them. But if they try and make you be that replacement, red
Yeah, no,
flag.
I think it's nice that parents spoil their kids.
Absolutely.
But like, it draws the line at the parent.
Yeah.
Like, I'll spoil you
But
when
as
I
you
want to
said,
spoil you.
but as you said, if they're coming in and being like, oh well, my ma cooks it this way,
Yeah,
or my
I'll
ma
be like,
does my washing this way, or my ma folds my clothes this way, and blah 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 blah, and you're like, well,
I'm not your
I'm not
ma.
your ma.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
yeah,
to your
yeah,
ma's house if you want that.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry,
Get out.
get out of my house.
Right. Well, that is relationship red flags. I think they were pretty good.
I thought they were good.
I
I
thought they
think
were
there's
funny.
some serious ones and then some little funny ones in
Yeah.
there.
Do you have any honourable mentions? Do you have any stupid ones that you can think of off the top of your head?
Stupid ones.
Yeah. I think for me, if you sleep in the bed with socks on, that's a red flag. I'm not even messing.
No,
If it's freezing cold, fair enough.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, if it's freezing cold and like you get into the bed with socks on, I'll pardon you. But
Yeah.
like people who sleep in socks, I just think you're disgusting. Sorry.
Yeah, I kind of think a little red flag for me is if they have manky shoes, like really dirty
Oh,
shoes,
yeah,
like
yeah.
old,
Oh, yeah.
like crusty Vans.
Oh Jesus Christ.
But
I
they're
think the
like,
shoes one is a really good one.
it's more hygiene.
Yeah.
Shoes, definitely.
Hygiene is obviously a red flag, but I
Yeah.
think like I think like girls will definitely agree on that. Like you talk to a lot of girls and a lot of like girly girls in the sense, not that you're a girly girl, but I'm just saying like,
completely opposite.
but I just think a lot of girls would be like, oh, like what do you see in a fella, and they're like, oh, tall, this, that, the other, clean runners.
Oh, definitely.
Clean runners is
I
like,
can
lads, I'm telling
guarantee
you
you.
now, if you're trying to impress a girl and your runners aren't clean, good luck. Unless
I
she's
used
like,
to say that,
yeah.
like when people be like, what, like obviously before I met you and everything,
Yeah.
oh, like what would be your type? I'd be like, if they don't have clean teeth and clean runners, forget about it.
Yeah, clean runners I think is just a big one, and I've heard so many girls say that.
Yeah,
I think all
definitely.
girls can agree.
Like
clean
in a
runners is big
nightclub,
one.
if you're trying to approach a girl, they'll look at your shoes. No,
Yeah.
that's not me being snobby. Like it's not as if they're not going to talk to you, but
Yeah.
a big factor
But
would
like,
be if you're
it's
wearing
not even
clean
a snobby
runners.
thing, because it's not about like what runners you have on in a
No,
way
no,
or
no.
whatever. Like it's just like you can wear a pair of Air Force Ones, but if they're manky and
Manky,
creased
dirty, like-
and there's muck all over them, and like you wear them to walk the dog, play football, and then go out at night that night. That's what some fellas do. Like I'm just
know.
like, again,
Oh.
not trying to throw money into it in financial situations, but like go out and get a pair. Like I have a pair of runners that I'll just wear when I'm walking to
Yeah.
or a pair of casual runners that I'll just wear to if I'm just nipping up to the shop for a minute. They're not the cleanest runners, but
No,
then if
that's
we're
why I
going to
don't
an
mind,
event or
yeah.
something, like I have runners that I'll only wear to an event.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how much they cost. They're runners, if they're a pair of Air Force Ones, which are like 100 quid or whatever, which is cheap in this day and age
Yeah.
for a pair of runners,
Very
or
cheap.
even a pair of Vans. If they're a clean pair of Vans, I only wear out to nights out or to functions or events. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're going on a tangent here about runners. Clean runners.
Right.
Right.
So I'm doing the agrees or
We're
disagrees
swapping
today.
it up this week. We're moving on swiftly to agrees and disagrees.
And I'm doing them this
Zoe's gonna
time.
do them. So I don't know them. Normally in the last few episodes he's done, I've known them and I've said to Zoe, so I have no idea what's coming. Hit me with the first one there, Zoe.
So this one actually kind of ties into one of your red flags.
I wanted to start with this, agree or disagree, and then read it.
Yeah, but let me. So one of these actually kind of ties into your red flags.
Right.
Okay, so agree or disagree. A relationship only becomes exclusive once the other asks you to be their partner.
Agree, I'd say. Off the top of your head, like quick fire answer, agree.
Yeah, I agree as well.
Because I just think like, I don't know, I think like some people might use that as an excuse to kind of, you know, throw out the fishing rod a little bit and see what else is out there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I think like if you're seeing someone 2 months or 3 months and they haven't had that conversation with you, are they just stringing it along? You know, sort of way.
Yeah, like I think, right, so I agree with it as well, because I think someone has to ask you to be their partner to be exclusive, right?
Yeah.
But unless you have a conversation prior to that being like, are we exclusive, even though we're not labeling things just
Yeah.
yet, that fair enough then, yeah. But I think like if that's not spoken about, and it's just
If both people in it are happy to not be exclusive and have a little friends with benefits type thing, whatever you want to call it, both people are happy with that, cool. But there's no point in you, like if I was dating a girl and I'm like, I really like this girl, like I'm borderline like starting to fall in love with her. I really wanted to be my girlfriend. And I'm like 3, 4 months down the line and she's not really hinting at anything like that. Like, I'm a bit like, am I being strung along? Same with a girl. I think it happens more with the girls than fellas, where like the girl could really, really like a fella, and she's just getting the odd you up text
yeah,
every now and again, or oh, I'm going on a night out Saturday. Are you going out? Why don't you come out with me?
yeah,
And then it's oh, we're back to yours after,
yeah,
and that's going on months. Then like if it happens once or twice, it is what it is, obviously. But if it's going on months, and you're like, well, he only texts me kind of when he wants something.
yeah. No, I think this agree or disagree means that like yous have been consistently
Yeah,
seeing each other, and but you
yeah,
just haven't had a conversation,
yeah.
and then it's like, are you exclusive prior to him asking you,
No, you
or
have to
yeah,
put it
I
out
think
there. You
so.
have to
I
actually
think
have
you
the
have to have
conversation
the
and ask the
conversation
question.
or ask the
As
question.
cringy as it sounds to ask someone to be your boyfriend or girlfriend, or are we in a
It's not
relationship?
really cringy. I don't think it's cringy. Like you're not
Yeah.
like, oh, will you be my girlfriend? Like you did.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. Okay.
Right. So we
Sorry.
agree on that one.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Next one.
Next one is agree or disagree. Women should always change their last name in marriage when they get married.
Should always change the name.
Yeah. Like it
Okay.
always should be the woman to change the name.
I disagree. And I'm only saying that because I know for a fact Zoe doesn't want my last name. But I genuinely don't care. Because again, as we talked about in previous podcasts, I don't, not that I don't believe in marriage, but I don't really care for it. Zoe wants to get married, so we're definitely going to get married. I mean, she has a ring on her finger. But she said it to me, like, I probably
I
wouldn't take
did
her name.
run a by you though
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, would it bother you?
I think it's a really old fashioned thing.
So do I. But you know, some girls love it and
Yeah.
some males love it.
Some girls could be like, I can't wait to be Mrs. whatever.
Yeah.
You know, sort of way. And
Yeah.
that's cool. But I've never heard a fella going, I can't wait to be Mr. and then their girlfriend's name.
Yeah.
I think it's a girl thing. But at the same time, I don't think you should take offense to it if you are a fella and your girl doesn't want your second name. I mean, if you're thinking like, oh, is it because they don't want people to know they're married or something like that? It's a different conversation. But I mean, like most people in the professional world will still use their maiden name.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
The only reason I would like to keep my own name is obviously I just don't think it's fair that only the males can carry the name.
yeah.
Like, and also my dad passed away. So
Mm.
I'm like, why should only my two brothers get to carry the name? I'd like to carry my dad's
Yeah.
name.
I think it is, as I said before, it's a very old fashioned thing. And I think people should be open to changing it.
Yeah. Would
So-
you here's another question. Would you take my name? Aiden
Possibly.
Murphy.
Possibly, yeah. I wouldn't say no, but
It's a
then
nice ring to it,
but
doesn't
then
it?
I'd feel bad not carrying my own name because
You
there's
could
some
do
sort of thing.
double barrel. Aiden O'Reilly Murphy.
We're just getting complicated now. Imagine me
Okay.
having to sign for something. That's an effort.
I suppose.
No, I to go back to it, I disagree. I think it's an old fashioned thing that, even marriages nowadays, they're all changing. Like it's not as old fashioned as people did it in the past when you
Yeah.
get married in the church and blah 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 blah. Marriages is changing, and I think that's something that should change with it.
Yeah. Okay, I would disagree as well.
Yeah,
And then agree or disagree in heterosexual
heterosexual relationships.
say that?
So heterosexual.
Heterosexual.
Heterosexual. I said
Yes. In heterosexual relationships, the
Yeah.
man should always be the one to propose.
it. I agree. If a girl goes on one knee to propose to you, run. Just drop kick her
You
and
can't
run.
say that.
I can.
Come on.
No, I'm sorry. We're talking about old fashioned thing. That's something that's saying.
Keep it.
That's something that's saying. Can you imagine, right, being in a public place and your girlfriend drops down on one knee and the boyfriend's doing this? Oh my god! Nah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. That's not
It
gonna
doesn't
cut
that
it.
you're really like going extreme with that. It could just be at home and she just proposed shit like intimately.
No, I'm sorry. It has to be the fella.
Okay.
It has to be the fella.
Do you know what? Right, I would like to.
What? Drop down on one knee and
No,
propose to
no,
me?
no. Sorry. Agree. Did you agree or disagree?
I disagreed. You said the male. Oh, sorry. I agree. You said the male only. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know what I said.
Well, read
Hang
it
on, let
again.
me see.
You
Sorry.
said in a heterosexual relationship,
The
as in-
man should always be the one to propose. You agree?
I agree.
I agree. I do agree, right? Right, but I don't disagree as well. I'm kind of in on the line here. Like, I don't care if a woman proposes to their husband. I think it's actually quite nice sometimes to see the change.
I don't care either if another couple does it. I'm just talking about for me. Like, if my partner or you or whatever drop down on one knee, I'd be like,
I would always
what are you
jokingly
doing? Get up. I pretend like my shoelaces untied.
I used to always jokingly say to Aidan, I'm just going to propose to you. And he'd be like, no, you're not.
No, you're not. No, I disagree with that.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I agree with it. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
right. I agree as well. I actually looked up some percentages on that.
Go for it.
So, I can't speak today.
It'd be great if Zoe
Statistics show that in straight married couples, only 5% of women propose.
That's too high.
Did you?
Should be lower.
I think that's actually quite low.
That's one. Is that in like the UK and Ireland or just globally?
It just said yeah, in general. I think that is like, I think that's actually quite low. I thought it would have been a little bit higher than that. 5%. What is that like?
Well, 5% of what? We're talking about the world, Ireland.
Let's just say Ireland.
Well, what's Ireland's population? We're already going to show how stupid we are now. There's probably like 7-8 million in Ireland, so 5% is 500,000.
That's a lot.
I'm probably wrong on that. Sorry if it is. But
quick maths.
Yeah. No, it's definitely wrong.
That's actually, but that actually, yeah, when you look at it, then that is a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, they're all my agrees and disagrees.
Very good. Let us know in the comments whether you agree or disagree with certain things.
Yeah.
I
think they'll be very controversial ones.
Think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm telling you now, if a fella comments on our video saying it's okay for me bro to propose, they're getting blocked. No. So we're gonna end this episode. How long are we going now? I feel like this episode's flying in.
How long are we recording?
We are going for 46 minutes at the moment.
That's nice.
That's pretty good. I feel I don't know why I said I feel. We're going into the dilemmas, and thank you for whoever submitted this in. Again, if you're listening to this and you have a dilemma or a situationship or anything, funny story, serious story you want to submit in, you can email us through the link in our bio or DM us, and we don't judge. Even if we do know you, we won't judge. It's obviously just for the entertainment purposes and to obviously help you out. So we have a dilemma here. Voice broke there, so I'm going to read out my dilemma. Not my dilemma, a dilemma to Zoe, and she's going to...
I don't know this one.
We're going to discuss it, so bear with me. It's a bit of a doozy, but it does a bit of explaining. So you ready?
Okay.
Right, here we go. Yesterday, me and my boyfriend were playing chess. I taught him how to play chess, and he's never beat me once, but he finally beat me and was really excited. He said the student has become the master. He then asked if this means he's the best chess player in the house now. He kept going on and on about beating me, and I got very annoyed. I told him, yeah, but you should be more focused on being the best looking fella in your friend group instead. His joke... swear to God.
He went for the jugular.
He went for the knife straight to the heart. Sit back down in your chair, boy. His joking tone turned serious and he seemed confused. He asked, what are you talking about? I said, your friend Darren is very good looking. I said, I get that you can't be as tall as him, but you can get in the gym and get a body like him. I told him I wished he looked a bit more like Darren. I understand now I shouldn't have said that, but I was annoyed at the time from losing the game. Serious issues. That's a subtle red flag.
Is that serious?
Yeah, sore loser, red flag. Sore loser, red flag.
Oh no.
Gets worse, right? No, it doesn't get worse, but this is the finisher. My boyfriend then just walked away. We had a movie night and I asked him to watch a movie with me. He said no. I decided to give him some space, and that night he slept in the other room, which he never does. Fast forward to this morning, I asked him if he wanted me to cook breakfast or anything I can do to treat him, and he still said no. I don't know what to do or say at this point. Do I just give him some space, and how do I make it up to him? You start. Oh,
that's
God.
bad.
It is bad, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
She meant that. Is it a girl? Yeah, she meant that.
Yeah.
She had that planned. I'm going to get him. You don't just come up with that on the tip of your tongue.
Imagine losing a board game. Imagine losing Snakes and Ladders and your fella's like, unlucky pal. And you're like, you won't be unlucky when I'm the one meeting Darren next week.
I can't believe she told him to get into the gym and get a body.
Yeah. Yeah, again,
That is just digging a hole.
yeah.
Oh my, no, that is, she needs to leave.
I know. I
I'm
know. I
only
don't know
joking.
the background to it, how long did they together? Are they newly together or whatever? But they're living together, as it seems. They have a spare room, so you think they're with each other a while.
Yeah,
Um,
because she said he never goes into
if
the
I was to
spare
give
room.
some actual practical advice to her, I'd say you need to sit him down and basically just be like, "I am so sorry." It might not do anything. Like he could probably never look at Darren the same.
No, that
And
would ruin a
that could be
friendship
one
as
of his
well.
best mates in the friend group. I don't know.
Yeah.
He could never look at Darren the same. He could constantly be jealous of Darren, thinking my girlfriend
Likes you.
likes you, or
Yeah.
thinks why haven't I like you? It's very demeaning, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
I think
It's like, sit down,
I
shut up.
think it's a very bad situation I got into. But the only practical advice I could give if that was me in the situation is literally sit them down one on one in the living room, whatever, and just be like, I am so in the wrong. I shouldn't have said that. Obviously, yes, Darren is a good looking fella, but I don't like him. I don't. I obviously love you, and it was something that I said in the spur of the moment. It's an issue I need to deal with because I'm a sore loser, and I'm very sorry. I hope you can accept this apology, and if there's any way I can make it up to you, make it up to you. I'll make it up to you, and I love you for you.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
but like that might. I think that type of stuff is irreversible damage.
I think, yeah, like the only bit of advice I would give is if like you can't go back on what you said now, so you
Mm,
can't sit there and try justify. I don't think that about Darren
you
because
do, yeah,
you clearly do.
yeah,
So that would be the one bit of advice. Don't ever try sit there then and be like, I don't fancy your
yeah.
friend,
I
like, you know,
know.
because that's
Mm.
still
No,
belittling someone
you
again.
can say like, look, I said what I said, but I didn't mean it in that sense. Like you could say like, oh, like yes, he is a very attractive lad. I think a lot of people would agree on that, but I don't love him like I love you.
Yeah, like
So
that.
in a
But
sort of
like,
way,
don't try justify that you don't think
don't
he's
say
good
like, oh,
looking or
I just said it
he
like
has got a good bod
I
or
think he's rotten. Then you're just
yeah.
like, that's making it worse.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
That
you just
there's a
all
sort
you
of
can
red
just
flag.
do is just
So
apologize as
imagine being
much as
that
you
much of a
can,
sore loser
and
though.
also give them their space.
I think give them some space. I think if
Yeah,
you try and do too much, like, oh, do you want me to cook you food? Do you want me to bring you somewhere? Surprise them with like tickets to somewhere or buy them a gift. Like say they're like me and you buy them something for their PlayStation or their gaming or something like that. You're doing too much. Yeah,
that was a bit
you're trying to
extreme though. Yeah,
overcompensate.
that's
Oh
extreme.
yeah,
And
very
also
bad.
go get some help.
Yeah.
Like if that's how you're dealing with sore losers.
Stop playing board games.
Aiden's a
You
sore
know what I
loser,
mean?
but like he just shout at me like
I'm
that.
the worst sort of
He's
loser
so
ever. As
bad.
in like I'll get annoyed, but I won't open my mouth. I'll just sit in silence.
Yeah, this game's stupid. Everyone's cheating.
Or family
We
tree at
play
games.
board games at Christmas, and Aiden gets up and is like, "These are all cheaters.
They are
We're
all
not
cheaters.
cheating.
They are all
He's a
cheaters.
sore loser.
It's me
He just
against a
hasn't got the
family.
morphine in him."
It's me against a family, and they're notorious cheaters because
Yeah.
I've caught them in the past. But
No,
so, any final words on that, Dilemma?
no, just yeah, that was mad.
That was mad.
Just don't try to wiggle your way out of it.
No, say
Just
sorry.
apologize.
Yeah, give them the space. Say sorry. Make it a proper apology. It might not do anything, but I think you've done.
He'll
As
just
I said,
time will heal.
yeah, time will heal it. But I think you've done some very irreversible damage to a fella's self-esteem. Like, not only did you mention his body, you mentioned his height. That's, I think,
As you know, Aiden's 6'3".
yeah, every fella can agree. Like, for someone who's not that tall, and when I say not that tall, 6 foot or shorter, because that's the bar these days.
Like, what are you actually? You're about 5'10".
Yeah,
5'10", 5'9". I think you're quite tall.
thanks.
Ish.
Ish, thanks very much. I was waiting for the ish, tallish. Just say I'm tall and end it there.
Well, I compare you to my brothers. My brothers are both 6'3" or 6'4".
I don't stand a chance. Like, it's always like, you're tiny. I'm like, no, your brothers are really tall.
They
like,
are.
That's
They're
the
quite
difference.
tall.
But I'm saying every fella can agree. For a fella who's maybe under 6 foot, like, they're not insecure about the height, but it's a low blow when you say to someone, "Oh, you're not that tall," or "You're not as tall as so and so."
Yeah.
You're just a bit like, "Well, I can't do anything
Grow.
about it. I can't do anything about it." Like, you know what I mean? Like,
He starts
so-
wearing heels around the house.
yeah. Do you ever see those things? Last thing I say, there's like, it always comes up for me. I don't know why, because I'm so tall. But do you ever see those things that like insoles you put in your shoes and like it adds 3 6 inches to your height? I'm sorry, lads, if you're wearing them, you need help. Because I'm sorry, it's imagine like going out to a nightclub.
I
meeting a
doubt anyone
girl.
actually wears them.
I swear to God, people wear them.
Ah,
I swear to God, I think
each to
people.
their own.
No, each to their own. I'm not saying this. I'm letting you know in advance, lads. If you're wearing them And the girl's like, oh, you're so tall and you're so this. And you're like, yeah, yeah. And you go back to her house and the shoes come off and all of a sudden you drop a foot. They're like, hang on a
They
minute.
probably
It's
won't know, so just get them drunk.
it's just Zoe there. Just get them drunk. Put
No,
something in the
I
drink.
didn't say that. I said they probably won't know us because it's the end of the night and they'll be drunk.
Okay, that's not what you said. You said get them drunk. But I think we'll wrap up episode 3 there.
Yeah.
That was fun. I actually really enjoyed that episode.
Yeah, so did
I didn't see the
It's
50 odd
fine.
minutes go by.
Yeah.
Zoe's sweating again, as per usual. But no, seriously, again, if you've listened this far, thank you so much for listening this far. We genuinely do appreciate it. We genuinely appreciate everyone checking out our socials, going onto YouTube, listening on Spotify or Apple, wherever you listen to, rating the podcast, subscribing to the YouTube. I can go on and on and on and on and on. But genuinely, we really do appreciate it, don't we,
Yeah,
Zoe?
no, we really do.
Thanks for that. But yeah, seriously, continue to do it. We'll continue to bang out these episodes. Again, keep providing us with feedback, stuff to talk about. Send in your dilemmas. Thank you to whoever that person was who sent in the dilemma.
And Darren is not Darren. We just put that name in there.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
obviously
there's no
changed-
friends out there
yeah,
with Darren.
We obviously changed the real names to like a different name for our transparency. So if you're in a friend group and your name is Darren, you're not that good looking. Sorry, pal. But no, seriously, thank you very much. Thank you for listening this far. If you have listened this far, make sure you do all those things. I won't repeat myself. And yeah, we'll see you next week for next week's episode. So I have been Aidan.
And I have been Zoe.
This has been Happily Ever After. Happily Ever Laughter.
You can't even get the podcast name right. Oh,
I've said
my
a lot
God.
here in this outro, right? We'll just end it. Okay, bye. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.